Back at Shelsley Walsh, we're straight into the class run action as Peter Herbert takes an early lead with his modified production Westfield Cosworth. But the man to beat all year in this class has been Andrew Griffiths. He's set countless records in his Caterham with Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle power, and he's on top form again today. Griffiths uses all the road out of the blind, fast crossing bend and screams that bike engine on maximum revs all the way into the braking area for the S's. He's really throwing the car through the left and right handers. That's a superb full throttle exit from top S, and he's keeping it nailed all the way to the finish. 29.19, another new class record. Here's another man on form. Just 1 week ago, Dave Wilson clinched this year's Midland Hillclimb Championship with a new Lowton Park class record in his 2-litre Caterham Vauxhall. Bouncing the car off the bank at top S, he's determined to reset Ash Mason's 2-year-old Shelsley mark as well. And he does exactly that. Back in the paddock, Kerry New and Deb Moran congratulate the new record holder. With records falling thick and fast, a puff of smoke from the Audi Quattro indicates that for once Keith Edwards won't be joining the record breakers. So it's left to Mick Harriman to uphold Dialink's honours with his sister car. He's really pushing hard through Kennel and up towards crossing. The big 4-wheel drive turbo car skitters through the fast left-hander on a knife edge and blasts up into the S's. This is a big machine to thread up Shelsley Walsh, but Harriman's determined to keep Dave Jones' Tuscan Challenge car at arm's length. He takes the win with the only sub-half-minute time in the class. MotoGP commentator Toby Moody showed he was equally at home on 4 wheels when he broke Shelsley's 600cc racing car record a month ago. Screaming the tiny 4 Suzuki up through Kennel and crossing without lifting, it's just a dab on the brakes before a full-bore attack on the S's. This certainly does look quick. Moody's really tramping on out of top S. His record stands at 29.14 and it's 28.8, the first sub-29 at Shelsley in a 600cc racing car. MAC President John Moody, Toby's father, is as delighted as his son. He is a car built in the spirit of the real Shelsley Special. Like many of the cars in present-day hill climbing, Carl Scholar's Spectre runs a 1-litre motorcycle engine, but unlike any of the others it has 6 wheels and beam axles. This amazing device is quick too. Even with cartwheels and a nudge with the S's bank, the Spectre stormed Shelsley Walsh's 1,000-yard course in well under 28 seconds. But Mark Hemingway and his 4 Suzuki are the combination to beat in the 1100cc racing car class today. Hemingway nearly overcooks it on the exit of Kennel, but he retrieves the situation and throws the car into crossing in pursuit of Hamish Lindsay's Jedi. Up into the S's and the early Model 4 skates across the tarmac, but it's all under control, and that's another class win in the bag. Jonathan Rarity may be less well known south of the border, but in his native Scotland, he's about to become the National Hill Climb Champion for the 4th successive time. His minimalist Mark Hutchison-built MH Ghost has just 2 pedals and a hand-operated clutch and gear shift, and it's quick. Almost too quick out of the top S as he takes a close look at the bank, but Jonathan keeps his right foot buried in the bulkhead as he heads for the finish. But the 1600cc racing class this year is all about Iron Price and Will Hall. Here's Price now, 8th on the British Championship table in a virtually identical Force Hayabusa to Hall. He needs not only to get the better of his rival in the class runs, but to qualify for the British Championship runoffs. This is a quick run from the former rally driver, not his usual sideways style, and it pays off with an early class lead. Now here's Hall. He's 10th on the British table, but like Price, he's not only trying to win the class, but to qualify for the runoffs as well. Hall's using all the road out of Kennel and nails the throttle into crossing. This looks even quicker than Price. Leaving his braking until the last possible moment, he hurls the nimble Ian Dayson built car into the S's. Hall's right on the limit through the top S, but it's a brilliant run. A class win and a place in the opening runoff. Former double British champion Adam Fleetwood has clearly lost none of his touch on his return to the hills in the supercharged bike engine DJ Firehawk. He's already blown Paul Hames' 2-litre Lowton Park record wide apart, and he's gunning for Tom New's record here at Shelsley. He's 3/10 away from it, but it's still the class lead. Here's Hames' reply. He's not only desperate to make runoff qualifying pace in a bid to make up lost ground on dynamic duo Price and Hall, but to edge out the class leader Fleetwood. The low-running Dallara Formula 3 car slams down onto the tarmac through the kink, and Hames is right on the pace. With a no-holds-barred charge through the S's, the Dallara almost gets away from him on the exit, but he edges out Fleetwood for the class win and a place in the afternoon runoff. Here's Sandra Tomlin to bottom S, but the Pilbeam Judd spins to a halt. Once again, help is on hand straight away, but no damage is done. That spin was so sudden, it could be more than just a simple mistake. Yes, that's steam from the back of the car. A loose water hose spraying the tyres is a culprit here. The late Tony Marsh should be delighted that his sons Peter and Simon are carrying on the family tradition at Shelsley. Here's Simon making a bid for his first British Championship runoff place. Smoking the oven rears off the line, he hurls the Gould GR55 up to Kennellan Crossing. After running a clubman's car for several seasons, Simon's adapted really well to this state-of-the-art machine and he's pushing the car hard. But his Opel V6 doesn't quite have the power of the bigger V8s and he needs a good exit from the S's to make the most of the steep finishing straight. He's on the power early and this is a good run. He qualifies each time and his first ever British points are in the bag. Chris Merrick launches the 4-litre Gould Judd during qualifying for the opening runoff. He's yet to win his first British round, but after 2 second-place finishes at Booley Bay last month, that surely can't be far off. This is really quick, the fastest so far. Merrick boosts his chances of that elusive win with the fastest qualifying time. Merrick's driving partner Tom New also made the cut for the opening runoff, and this is his first shot for points. New's adapted well in his first season in a big V8 and qualified as superb third fastest. He's on course for 5th place, but disaster strikes as he blasts up the finishing straight. A broken valve spring spells the end of the day's competition for New, not to mention his top qualifying co-driver. With that water leak fixed, it's Oliver Tomlin's turn to try and get into the points. He's only been driving this 600 horsepower Pilbeam Judd for 3 months, but he's already qualified for 6 British runoffs and scored in 3 of them. Tomlin cuts the apex of bottom S tight. That puts him on a good line for top S, and it's quick. 2 midfield runoff finishes and his best performance of the year so far. Wallace Mingus and the new DJ Firestorm have been racking up British Championship points over the last few weekends. They run 7th in the opening runoff, but a spin in qualifying rules them out of the afternoon shootout. The most experienced man in British hill climbing, Rob Turnbull first got his name on the championship scoreboard 34 years ago here at Shelsley Walsh. So far he's not had the best of seasons in 2009, but Shelsley could mark the start of a late season charge by Turnbull as sparks fly from the Gould Cosworth skid blocks all the way up to the S's. This is more like the Rob Turnbull of old, and he's back in the points each time with 6th place in the afternoon runoff. Another driver who's had a bit of a lean year so far is Shelsley expert Derek Young in the biomethanol-fueled Gould Judd. Early season gearbox problems stemmed his challenge, but after last weekend's Midland runoff win at Loughton Park, he's right back on form. This is much more like the man who set more Shelsley FTDs in recent years than any other. 2 strong 4th place runoff finishes keep him right up there in the championship top 8. But one contender is missing at Shelsley today. After harrying Scott Moran all year in the title chase, Martin Groves, together with driving partner Paul Ranson, have reluctantly made the decision to withdraw from the championship after a series of engine problems with their triple championship winning Gould V8. Roger Moran is really flying today. He already has 2 wins under his belt this year, and with Groves out, he's now on course for a top 3 championship finish. Trevor Willis is within striking distance and Moran is on top form. After a 1-2 for Scott and Roger Moran in the opening runoff, Scott's championship lead is firmly established, so in the final shootout of the day, Roger's really going for it. That's super smooth out of the S's and Roger Moran takes the lead. Trevor Willis's OMS may lack the power of the bigger cars, but the driver matches the best on determination. There's a mere suggestion of a lift as Willis hurtles into Kennel, but it's foot to the floor into crossing. The car skates across the road under full power as Trevor nails it over the bump through the kick at 125 miles an hour. Late on the brakes into the S's, he gets there just 200ths quicker than Roger Moran, and the nimble OMS skitters through the complex before it's foot hard down for the power-sapping drag to the finish. 23.98 just fails to catch Roger Moran. So on the very last run, it's all down to championship leader Scott Moran. He's already won the first runoff ahead of his father, and the win in the final shootout will complete a very neat family 1-2 for the day. His dad's 23.61 is a time to beat, and this is a typically smooth, finely judged run from Scott. No fireworks, but still devastatingly quick as he powers out of top S for the final time. 23.50 and he's done it again.
Well, Roger and Scott Moran, another pair of 1-2s in the runoffs for you today. Good day, but not necessarily the way you'd like to have achieved that.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, with the problems that your competitors have had.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, no, it's a shame really, but that's the way it is, I'm afraid. And you know, we've got to make the most of what's left, and just enjoy it really.
Absolutely. I mean, reliability is part of the championship, isn't it? I guess, but
yeah.
not the way you like to do it. But you'll always take the points, eh?
That's right.
Yeah, you've got to take them whilst they're there. They do the same to us, I'm sure. So.
Absolutely, good stuff. Well, not necessarily the fastest of times going in today, but you were both fairly consistent all day. Was the track surface good?
Yeah, I think it was good. Yeah, I think, but I didn't. You know, it's not at this point of the championship not worth taking any unnecessary risks, and just got to keep it on the black stuff, get to the top.
Absolutely. So. Well, you're looking reasonably secure at the top. Never want to say that too much, but there's a bit of a battle going on for second, third, fourth place, and possibly there, Roger. Do you think you could get ahead of Trev, possibly?
It's possible, but probably highly unlikely. He's a fiercely competitive bloke, Trevor, and there's too many points between us really to pull that back.
For sure, he's not going to give you any chances, that's for sure.
No, that's right. No.
Good stuff.
He doesn't take any prisoners, Trevor.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And he'll be pushing hard at Gurston.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
A power hill there should suit the knick-knack setup. What do you think could possibly happen?
Well, hopeful of the same result again. A repeat performance would be very nice.
Absolutely. It's got to be your turn though. Reverse the order, eh?
Oh, that's unlikely.
With back-to-back wins at Shelsley Walsh, Scott Moran extends his championship lead. Trevor Willis now levels with the absent Martin Groves in second place, and in fourth place Roger Moran is closing in. Chris Merrick failed to add to his score, and the engine problem could sideline the Gould from the next rounds at Gurston Down. Join us there after the break.